Hello and welcome to DetectedX. My name is Dr. Sahan Hushmand. I'm a radiographer and lecturer at Sydney Uni. And one of the ways that I use DetectedX with my students is with my very own Radiography Masterclass that's exclusively on the platform as an extension of the medical imaging tutorials that I run with them at university. My tutorials traditionally act as a bridge between these students' lectures, which contains the information, and their practical sessions where they practice the patient positioning. In the tutes, I first take the students through what normal X-ray projections are for that region, showing them examples of normal X-rays for reference, and then talking about the miscellaneous projections. I then go through the common pathologies in that anatomy region with an explanation and examples of each. And we'll often finish the session with an image critique section using frameworks such as PaceMan, with the homework being an X-ray that the students have to critique themselves. But as you can imagine, even though the tutorials and the live interaction you get to have are very useful, there are some limitations. It's hard to show detailed drawings, incorporate polished visuals, or provide students with a high quality recording of the positioning you demonstrate to them in the pracs. And that's where my Radiography Masterclass comes in. It covers every body region in a step-by-step series of modules, starting off with the anatomy in 3D to give them some context of the bones and joints that they're going to be dealing with, the normal X-rays and projections of the anatomy, then the common pathologies and conditions in that region, followed by the live patient positioning demonstrations in the X-ray room, the image critique and interpretation of the X-rays that could have been improved, and finally the quizzes and self-assessment modules to put it all together and test their knowledge. Essentially all of the learning outcomes I want my students to have, but presented in a structured and well-edited way. What the students find particularly valuable is that the videos include diagrams, annotations, and carefully edited visuals that reinforce key ideas in a way that really isn't possible live. Nor do I have the time to show them in a classroom setting. Students can pause, rewatch, and learn at their own pace, which means that they're going to be more confident when they come back to the tutorials. The positioning videos in particular that are a key part of the masterclass is really what I wish I had when I was a student doing my radiography degree. And so I made it with that lens in mind, to put it together in a way that will serve as a concise but detailed walkthrough and serve as a summary of what they'll see in the practical sessions. That is what to consider before the patient comes in, exposures, what to use, where to use them, and how to position the patient effectively to obtain a diagnostic result. It gives them a chance to learn the same material they'd get in class, but with added structure, visuals, and positioning demonstrations that they can go back to anytime. And that's how I use DetectedX with my students. To learn more about how else you can use the platform with your own classes, check out some of the other case studies.